At On a Divine Note, we explore a wide range of topics that nourish the soul and body.
From healing and wellness to relationships and spirituality, we dive into the mind, self-care, trauma, love, and so much more.
Join us as we create a space for growth, connection, and holistic well-being. Welcome to On a Divine Note. Welcome back, guys, to another episode of On a Divine Notes, episode 8.
Yeah.
Episode 8. Y'all, we doing it. And I am Bia.
And I'm Naya.
And I'm Deshira.
And today we have a very special guest in the building. Yes. Now, I'm going to use my phone, y'all, so I can make sure I do not mess up the introduction for this young man here. We have a man who wears many hats and wears them very well. Yes, he does. He's a lyrical powerhouse, a storyteller, an actor, a healer, and a family man, all wrapped up into one. He is an author of a book called Tapped In. If you guys will see those there on the table here. I don't know if you can see them. That's about wisdom, growth, and just tapping into something deeper within yourself. One of the top rappers and rappers at Capitol Battlegrounds, an actor, a supporting lead in Seven Doors play and Dark City, the musical. He also played in that as well. He's a peaceful healing youth instructor. He actually does the teenage side of the youth for the young men. A loving father, fiance. Yes, he's a fiance, a brother, and so much more. He's a creator, a leader, and force to be reckoned with. And today we are going to dive into this journey with Mr. the one and only. Please help me welcome Kevin Murchison, guys.
Woo! Loved that intro. Can you say it again? I want to hear it again because I be forgetting to give myself my own flowers.
Yes.
So I want to hear that one more time. Shoot. But hey, y'all.
Did we miss anything?
Yes, did we miss
We
anything?
miss anything?
I was about to say, no, y'all didn't. Y'all did pretty much everything. I love it. Thank y'all. I was waiting to come on the show.
Yeah.
Oh, I was waiting. A very short story. Like, I woke up too early. I woke up at 7 something this morning, 7:48 probably, because I didn't want to miss it because I went to sleep kind of late. I went to sleep around like 12, 1 because the fight was on and stuff like that. So I'm like, all right, I'm setting my alarm. I'm gonna wake up on time. I don't want to be late. Boom, boom. And I didn't. I woke up early. I'm like, Kev, you still got about 4 hours left. Hey, if my math is right, you got about 4 hours left.
Right.
So I was like, nah, let me
Just
chill.
relax.
Let me
I do it
relax.
every
You feel
Sunday.
me?
Wow.
Every Sunday.
So
A little bit
excited.
long.
Yes.
Yeah, this a little bit longer.
Yeah.
But that's good, though.
Yeah.
Yes, I was
You
too
were
excited.
So excited.
Yeah.
Yes. So shoot away. I want to know what y'all want to ask me. I can't wait.
So we actually, we are going to start with an icebreaker.
Mhm.
So we came up with this game. So it's called If Your Spirit Guides Had a Group Chat. Okay?
Ooh.
So the rules are we pick a paper from the hat or our little bin here.
Uh-huh.
And then you read it out loud for everyone to hear. And you decide if it resonates with you or not and explain why. So
I love it.
I love that.
pick it out. So
You know
I'll go
what?
first.
Yeah, I was going to say, one of y'all go first so
I
I
was
can get the
gonna say.
concept.
Yeah. I'll go first.
Okay.
So it says, when you ask for clarity, but the answer is obvious. Spirit Guide 1. They just asked if they should leave the job. Spirit Guide 2. The one they complain about every single day. The one where their boss is a demon in human form. Yeah, they're about to pull another tarot spread instead of quitting.
I like that one.
This does not resonate with me.
Good.
And I say that this doesn't resonate with me because if I want to leave something or a
Yep.
situation, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
going to leave it, especially
Yeah.
like something like a job. Now, if it's a relationship or something, I might,
Yeah.
Stick
Might stay a
around.
little bit.
Hold on a little bit.
But a job, honey, I'm out of there.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I'm
okay.
that.
Good.
Put it back in because we got a lot. We got a lot.
You know what? Let me get that box. Let me see what I'm working with here. Let's see. Hold on. Shake it up a little
All
bit.
right, shake it up.
Shake it. Shake it.
There we go. Y'all know I'm a fool. Okay. When you finally start following your purpose. Guide 1. Oh my God, look at them go. Guide 2. I'm so proud. Guide 3. They're finally walking in their calling. Let's bless them extra. Oh.
Oh, I love it.
Can I snap? All right, my bad. Yes, this definitely resonates with me for some reason.
Yes.
Not for some reason, because I know what the reason is, but whenever I hit a goal or whenever I complete something, it's always a little extra on top. It never fails. It never fails. When I was doing the book, if I'm doing boxing, if I'm doing anything, it's always a little extra on top. So yes.
I love that.
Okay.
I love
Like
that.
This game, y'all.
I was about to
do
say, I still take a picture of that.
Oh my goodness, I like this game a lot. Let's see here. When you say you want peace, but you keep arguing online. You got so many people that do that. God 1, they just said I'm all about high vibes, but are fighting in the comment section. Definitely,
Does
definitely
not-
does
That's not you.
I was about to say,
About online.
ain't my mother
I
at
don't
all.
comment. I don't,
Mm-mm.
whatever people have to say, they have to say. I am not letting anybody get my energy or make nor break my day. So
Yeah.
not gonna happen. That's
Yeah.
not
Not gonna happen.
Not
Period.
doing that.
Not.
You wanna know what's crazy, man? You know we learned that from you, right?
Wow.
We
really?
learned that from you. Every once in a while, it do get to me, but I learned that from you. Like, all right,
Just let it be.
Can't
Let
care
it
about
be.
what the
Let it
people
roll
say.
on.
That's good.
Right.
go ahead.
All right, y'all. Let's see.
All right now.
Hey.
Okay, I got a big one.
I know you got a big one.
All right. Final thought from the Spirit Guide group chat. Oh, it's supposed to be in here?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Guide 1, no matter what, we love them. Guide 2, we just wish they'd listen sooner. Guide 3, but it's fine, they'll learn eventually. Guide 4, or they'll be back here in another lifetime trying again. Laughing face. And then it says, Spirit Guide, we told you to rest. Why are you still up? Spirit Guide 2, also stop texting your ex. That's not divine timing. That is funny. Okay, definitely not texting no exes.
Right.
Period.
Right.
No matter what, we just wish they'd listen sooner, but it's fine. They'll learn eventually. I would say like half and half.
Mhm.
It resonates in some situations
Yeah.
where I might like not get it
Mhm.
right away. Like it takes me longer to get whatever the divine message is. So I would
Yeah.
say it kind of resonates. But when I do get it, I listen. So I don't think
Yeah.
it's going to be like in another lifetime.
In a love.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm going to get it in this lifetime for sure.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like
love
this,
it,
y'all.
y'all.
This is fun.
That's
We going another round or we going to stop?
Another round, or y'all want to dive in?
I was about to say, this y'all show. I'm just here. So
You know
y'all tell
what?
me.
We got a lot to.
We got a
We
lot.
got
Got a lot to cover.
Yeah.
I was about to
Yeah.
So
say,
let's
hey,
go ahead and get it going.
That was fun.
That was
I
fun,
like
y'all.
that.
I like that one. I like that one.
So are we diving straight into the questions?
No.
Or,
So Kevin, you can go ahead
yeah.
and tell us about who you are and how you came to be the person that you are today. Start from the beginning of your story to the end and where you are today and who you are.
Okay, so because I know that we do have a lot to uncover, I'm gonna still make sure the story is detailed, but I'm not gonna make it too dragged out because I know we gotta get everything going. So, first things first. Again, thank you for letting me be on this platform. I had to give y'all flowers right quick because y'all really. This was an idea that just like mom. She called me. She said, "This is what it's called. This is how we're gonna do it."
Yeah.
And y'all made it happen. Like I love the setup. I love everything about it. So I just want to give that out.
you, Kevin.
So the beginning. The first thing I will possibly say is I had a journey that a lot of people do not know. Like even my mom and my sister don't know because like I said, it was the only boy in the household.
Uh-huh.
I was the only boy, and fellas, if you was the only boy, then you was the mama's boy, you was the sister's boy. I was the baby, so of course I got everything that I wanted. I was definitely spoiled.
Uh-huh.
I was definitely spoiled. Five course meals. I got everything I wanted. I had everything. Like I really had a great childhood. I was definitely fortunate enough to have a great childhood. So, unfortunately, me, even though our relationship is great right now, I didn't really have a father present at the moment. But we do have a great relationship now. I got to understand who he was and what he was going through.
Yeah.
So, of course, as a young boy, that kind of bothered me a lot because I had to learn a lot of things on my own.
Yeah.
So, of course, mom, she taught me everything, but basketball, I kind of had to figure that out. Like, I had to go on the street, play with my friends. I had to learn how to do a layup, learn how to shoot. I had to learn all that by myself. I had to learn how to ride a bike by myself. Fortunately, my sister, she did help me out and stuff like that, but I had to learn that by myself. Fighting, I had to take some whoopings before I learned how to use them. You feel me? Like everybody who went to middle school with me, who was in that bathroom with me, they know. So, like, shout out to them. But I had to learn because I didn't know. I didn't learn how to do a lot of things because I needed that male figure.
Yeah.
So.
Absolutely.
Of course, I had to give a shout out. We have so many uncles. We have so many uncles. I can't name all of them, but please, y'all know who y'all are. But big shout out to Uncle Sultan. Big shout out to Uncle Ahmed. Big shout out to Uncle Pop, Uncle Wali, my Uncle Jamal, my cousin Michael. Shout out to all of them because in each every way, even though they couldn't physically be there for me because we was in either Florida or California, they still made sure that they added some type of value. So, and that's how I got into football because Uncle Wally was playing.
Right.
Then Michael, like I still think he's just the greatest player of all time. You feel me?
Right.
My Uncle Jamal, like my cousin Javante, you feel me? Like they the reason why I wanted to play football. I wasn't into football. I was a basketball kid. Basketball was my thing. Kobe Bryant, all of them. That was me.
Yeah.
But football, that's when I started learning about Ray Lewis or this person or that person. They was the reason why.
Yeah.
And so but going back to what I was saying, so like because I was the only boy, I had a lot of challenges far as in being vulnerable, being open. Like moms and them would tell you, like they'll ask me all the time, like, what's wrong? But I couldn't tell them because of two things. One, I didn't know what was wrong with me. I couldn't figure it out. I couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. I couldn't figure out why I was so up and down in my mood. I couldn't figure it out. And then two, my moms didn't, like, nobody taught me this, but I don't know if I saw it like on TV or I just seen how other men around me were. I used to always live by the philosophy of men don't cry or men don't be vulnerable. That was my mentality. So while mom and them are there outside in the living room having fun, talking, doing whatever, I'm in a room just on YouTube while I'm staring at the wall because I don't know what to think. I'm just there. I'm trying to figure stuff out. Then I was in school at the time, and at school, you know how it goes. You at home, you miserable. I'm not saying I was miserable, but mentally wise, I was miserable. But in front of everybody, I'm happy, I'm joyful, and stuff like that. And it's all because I couldn't figure out early it's okay to talk. You feel me?
Wow.
Yep.
And then with me not having a father at that time, it made it worse. And then with me not being able to see all of my cousins, seeing all of my uncles as I wanted to, like I said, I had to learn a lot by myself.
Yeah.
So because I had to learn a lot by myself, it was kind of like, well, yes, I have my mom, I have my sister, I have everything I want, but I still feel a presence that's not there. And as I got older, I was like, dang, I know what that presence is. I needed a father at that time. You know, but like I said, definitely big shout out to him because he's going to be watching this episode because I was 17 and to show you probably don't remember this and I don't want to get too much into the story because it could have been true, it couldn't have been. But it was basically like a girl, she went to I think either she died and came back or she saw her grandma or she saw somebody but they was in hell because they couldn't forgive or they didn't forgive. I was never hard-headed. I'm like, I ain't going to hell for not forgiving. So I said, okay, you ain't got to tell me twice. Listen, I was never hard. Listen, that's one thing you can say. I might be a lot of things, but hard-headed ain't one of them. I don't play that. I do not play that. So I said, oh, that's all I got to do? I bet.
Right.
I ain't do it that day, but a couple days after, I sent him this very long text.
Wow. 17.
Because and then at the time he was incarcerated. You know, at the time. So he was incarcerated, then he came out I forgot it was so long ago. But I just sent him a text because I didn't want to go visit him because I'm like, well, now you know how it feels. You knew where I was at. You knew my phone number. You knew all this, and you never came. So guess what? I'm gonna do the exact same thing to you and see how you feel about it.
Oh wow.
And then, but you could tell that kind of hurt him a little bit because he'll text me like what's going on? Like you got the visitation papers? Like why you go? And I'm making up excuses, but I had to tell him. I said, look, I personally apologize for doing that, but understand the reason.
Yeah.
I needed you. I had to learn a lot without you. Like fighting, like I said, again, fighting, basketball, football. I just found out he was a track kid. I just found out he played football. I just found out all these things. I'm like, you could have added that into my life. Like, of course, you and moms, y'all didn't have to be together, but I still needed you.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have to look for my uncles and stuff. So, and he didn't get mad. He didn't fuss. He didn't say, well, son, he didn't say none of that. He said, I understand. He said, I just want you to understand it was my lifestyle, the way I was living. You know, I'm not going to put his business out there, but you know, he was doing things and stuff like that. And he said, you had to understand, like, it was my lifestyle. And he said he also apologized. He said he also understands why I feel the way I feel. And now, you know, we might not talk on an everyday basis, but you know, we are in a much better space. And
That's good.
so that's it far as in, you know, just the physical, emotional side. The spiritual side, where do I start? Where do I start? Oh my Lord. I've seen a lot of things that a kid should have not seen, and that will break a child, to be honest with you. So I don't remember this, but my sister and moms, they told me the story. I was in a bathtub. This one was living at, sorry about that. I was living in Florida. And how old was I, y'all? Was I 4? Was I 2?
Maybe about. You was old enough.
3 or 4.
3 or 4.
3 or 4? I was in the tub. I was by myself. Mom and sister, they in the kitchen doing their thing. And I seen a figure that looked like mom, but they had this face. Like I said, I can't remember what it was or who it was, but they had a face. And I just kept saying, Mommy, stop playing. Mommy, stop. Mommy, stop. But it was getting closer and it was walking slow. And it made, and it didn't look human. It didn't look like my mother. I don't know how I got out the bathtub. I just know moms and it was saying like I was just dripping wet. And I was like, Mommy, why'd you do that? And mom's just like, do what? I was here. I didn't go nowhere. I was here the whole time. Like, what you talking about?
Yeah.
And she kept trying to drill it in me like, Kevin, like that was not me. Like, I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm 3. So I don't know the difference between, like, I'm new to this.
Right.
And then that's when it kept going, it kept going, it kept going. That's why I wrote the book. Of course, we're gonna get into that. But I seen a lot. I seen a lot. I still see things now, but now that I'm older, I know how to ignore it. But I was very timid as a kid. I was very timid. So fighting and stuff like that, like I will fight, but I'll be scary a little bit. Like
Yeah.
I'll try to push you away.
Yeah.
And hopefully you don't get your hands on me and stuff. Like I was very timid. I was very sensitive. Like I said, I was with the male figure not being in there, all I see is two women. And even though these are gangsters right here, I'm looking at the camera. Don't get it twisted. These are gangsters right here. I really want to make this clear. But you know how it is. You got scented lotion everywhere. You got scented lotion. You got caress. You got all these feminine things.
Right.
I'm a boy, like, yeah. But saying that to say is, I have so much to say. Far as my life journey, far as my story, I just want to give y'all at least a good enough glimpse. But like I said, I have a lot more, but we have so much to cover. I know y'all got questions, and I'm ready to answer them. So I'm just gonna stop it right there, just for right now. Until we come back to this. So yeah, let loose, let loose.
Wow.
Yes.
That.
I
You
mean,
just said so much.
you just
Right.
covered so much.
I know.
From
Yeah.
growing up without a father to
Mm.
forgiving your father,
Yeah.
to being the only boy/man in the household.
Yeah.
Going through just spirituality and finding yourself and all of that. Like that's a lot to go through.
Yeah.
In a household that's essentially broken because you didn't have
You're right.
the father. You
Right.
just had your mom and your sister, and God has blessed you with a big family, with the uncles and stuff like that, but just not having everything that you needed at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So we definitely do have questions.
Yes.
I was about to say, answer around,
To
please.
add to that, just like that's pretty deep. When you said something in there before we even get to the actual question, you said something like you didn't know it was okay to cry. You didn't know it
Yeah.
was okay to open up and
Wow.
tell people how you feel. That's the world today,
Mm-hmm.
and just imagine you going through that and not knowing who to go to because you felt like you were being too vulnerable.
Mm.
Yeah.
And that's so wild.
Yeah.
Because our
It's
boys do
sad.
that. Like
They do.
there's this stigma that Black men or just men in general, we can't cry.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, they can't cry.
Yeah.
Black men, they have to be tough. They have to
Right.
be the leaders.
Yeah.
They have to wear all of the
Yep.
weight on their shoulders, and y'all can't let it out or process it.
Yep.
And the only way to do it is to push it down and keep going. And that is the worst thing.
Yeah.
So you want to know what's crazy? I'm not gonna dive too much into the history of it because it's long,
Yeah.
and that's gonna take up the whole podcast because that's how deep it is. But when you realize how it was back then, back in the 50s, back in the 60s, the 50s, back to even slavery days,
Mhm.
we were the everything because that was naturally put on us. The woman stays at home, take care of the kids, give
Yeah.
birth. The man, we go outside and to whatever job that we had to do at the
Right.
time. So it could be something like what's that called? It's on the tip of my tongue. Coal mining, if I'm saying it right. You gotta work and there. Then or you gotta go work on cars, you gotta go work on this, you gotta work on that. Paycheck ain't nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
But you got 2 kids, possibly 4, possibly none.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you still got to take care of the wife, and then you got to make sure the wife is happy. Then you
Yeah.
got to make sure that
There's a lot on the man.
it's
Yeah.
so much. And I'm not trying to make it a man or woman thing either, because I don't preach that.
Yeah.
I just want people to know, like, at the end of the day, if you want to learn something, you got to understand what the person is going through
Right.
mentally.
Yeah.
So because I've seen my uncles and my cousins and them take care of their family members, that was also added on to me too. Cause I'm like, well, what do I have? I ain't got no job.
Mm.
Cause I was in school. I didn't have no job. I wasn't I was introduced to it, but I never took it because out of respect for my mother. But I wasn't in the streets, so I couldn't get money like that either.
Yeah.
Mom and them taking care of me. If they fall short, they don't have that. So what does that leave me?
Mm-hmm.
And that's when all that started going on. But yeah, like I said, we could go way deeper than that, but it's the history is so long of it. And the exact same thing with women too.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, we
Started
know,
so early.
it started so early, so yes.
Back
Yeah.
in history.
You're right, though, that history goes back so far. And like you said, not to make it a male or men thing, but Black men especially, like, they were oppressed from a very, very long time,
Yeah.
very early on, and more oppressed, getting, like, way harsh beatings and all these things in
Yes.
slavery days than women were.
Right.
So it goes really deep. So you're right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Processes, I mean, the thought processes were passed down from generations to
Yep.
generation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, we're like, we never taught you that, but sometimes it's just within you.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you think that
That's
way.
the
Like,
DNA.
oh, I'm boy, you can't cry.
Mom said
Right.
that on the live that day. She was like, I didn't teach you that. I was like, Mom, I didn't say you. I just
Yeah.
said that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
And you learn it from different places. You pull it from, like you said, an
Yeah.
uncle or a friend or
Yeah.
a guy in the street, whatever it is, you pull it.
You do.
So, yeah.
And especially as a
Yes.
child, your mind is a sponge.
Yeah.
That's just how it is. But I do want to dive into these questions.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
I believe I'm the first person to get to ask my question.
All
Yes, you sure is.
Just to say, now, just to let you guys know, if you don't know by now, he's said it plenty of times.
Yes.
I am his mother,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and he is my baby. But a lot of this stuff I know, but also too is on a different level,
Mm.
because no matter what I did as a mother, I'm trying to figure you out. Me and your sister all the time, like, what is he? She was like, what is wrong with him? It's this TV, and it's so real. So, Kevin, I want to ask you a question. Looking back at your childhood, were there any moments of struggle, joy, or awakening that now feel like they were shaping you for the path you're on today?
Oh, for sure. So the struggle was going outside and figuring out who you were and where you at on the food chain. So
That's a deep way you said that.
yes, you got to figure because yeah, like I say, Cher, you know, when we was in Pasadena, that was different.
Yeah.
Naya, it might seem crazy, but I really don't know too much about my cousin until this show. So I don't know how it was growing up, here and stuff like that. But at Pasadena, I used to go to the school called Washington. Washington Middle School was probably hood, but it was it had great education because it had a STEM program. So we had robotics, we had everything, but at the time I just came from homeschool because I wasn't focusing back when I went to McKinley and stuff like that. Everybody in California, y'all gonna know exactly what I'm saying.
Elementary.
Yeah, so elementary, so I couldn't focus, and because I couldn't focus, Mom put me in homeschool. Then once she was like, okay, you got it, you could go out. That's when she put me in Washington. And Washington, you couldn't wear a blue shirt. And I couldn't understand it because I didn't understand the gang culture.
Right.
I didn't understand none of that because that's not where I came from.
Right.
Yeah.
So when I went to Washington, it was a whole different ball game. Like, yeah, kids, we were cussing, but they was doing it on different levels. And then I had homies who was like, on the set, man, blood on the set, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, yo, I don't know what none of this means because I don't come from it.
And this is middle school?
This was middle school. And then that's a different story, but this was middle school at the time. So all you hear was blood this, blood that on the set, da 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 da. Then you had Latinos who majority of them we got along with, but majority of them didn't like us. Or their gangs wasn't really the best. So our school wasn't, I'm not gonna say it was 100% segregated, because like I said, we had Latino homies, but at the same time, the Latinos, y'all over there, black people is majority of us, we over here. And then if we had like a 3-day vacation or whatever, all you see is F da da da. And somebody whacking out other hoods and stuff like that. And I'm just like, yo, what in the world am I? I was like, dang. And then not only that, we had a halfway house across the street from all you see is criminals.
Oh my God.
Yes, we was at a halfway house. I was like, all you see is criminals just staring at us. I'm like,
Wow.
and because of that, like I said, I was timid at the time. I didn't know how to fight all the way. So I had to figure out who I was and where do I want to go.
Early.
So it was
Yeah.
like, all right, do I want to do the gang banging thing and talk this slang? Do I want to go the straight route? Am I a theater kid? Am I a kid that's just cool with everybody? Where am I? Like, where am I on the food chain? They been fighting since forever.
Right.
So you see dudes, whooping like and stuff like that. I'm trying to keep up with them, but they way faster than me. Or if I might be faster than them, they might hit harder than me, or they might know how to bob and weave. Like, I'm trying to figure out where I'm at on the food chain. And right now I ain't looking too good. You feel me? I ain't make my mark just yet. You feel me? So that was the struggle of when you go outside, you have to figure out who you are and who you want to be. And I couldn't figure that out at the time, and it took me a little while. And so that was the struggle. What was the other one? You said
You
joy?
were saying, like,
How did
far
it
as
shape?
Yeah, how did it shape
who you are today?
Yeah, so it shaped me as in, okay, you don't want to go to game bang around because that's not where you come from, and that would be disrespectful to your mother. Your mother gave you all this stuff, and you're gonna go out there and that's out.
Right.
I got introduced to wanting to sell weed at one time. I was so scared of my mother belt. I said, I ain't doing that either. I don't play that. And I got a sister who, oh my God, I love you.
A second mom.
I love you, but if she would have found out I was selling weed, I would have not heard the last of it.
At all.
Like, I'm paying the bills. What's the problem? You feel me? That's not how we pay. Exactly. Like, I'll put in groceries in. All right, selling weed, that's out too.
Right.
Yeah.
Theater kid, I didn't like theater. Like I did it, don't get me wrong, but theater, dancing, singing.
Yeah.
So now I got the last option. You design who you want to be.
Yeah.
How I want to be is I'm cool with everybody. I'm cool with Bloods. I'm cool with Crips. I'm cool with essays. I'm cool with white kids. I'm cool with black kids. I'm cool with the people who like anime. I'm cool with everybody.
Yeah.
Like, every time people see me, they be like, they just drawn to me, or I make them comfortable and stuff like that. So that was my struggle that strived me to be who I am today. Like I said, I'm cool with everybody. I'm not using this as a flex, because that's one thing I don't ever want to say is, oh, I know Bloods, I know Crip. No, that's not a flex. It's just I'm cool. Like, people love me. I love everybody. They understand me, I understand them. So that's what shaped me. That was the struggle that shaped me.
And it sounds
Wow.
like it, Kevin, that's really amazing.
Yeah.
But it sounds like you didn't pick a lane. You stayed
Created your
neutral.
own.
Yeah.
Right. You
You
created your
created
own.
your own.
You that's what you did, and that's amazing.
That's
Yes.
so powerful. As being in middle school,
Yeah.
just hearing you speak,
Yes.
it's like there's so much that I didn't know.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that I'm gonna find out. I'm just like, wow.
Yeah, trust me, it's still more.
I know. I'm already wild.
Because you said, but it was two more in there
It
that you said. You said struggle and what else?
It was just you could have.
But you covered it.
Yeah.
Oh, I could have answered either one.
Yeah, it
pretty
was
much.
like
Oh, okay.
You did it.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. What was
but
next? I like it.
I'm only going to do one more so that way Naya and Ichira can get their questions in. Because I have 3. Let's see which one I want to pick here. I guess I'll ask this one. As a kid, we often. Oh yeah, this is a good one. As a kid, we awfully dream without limits. Right? Was there a dream you had back then that still lives within you today? Wow.
I have a lot. So, sister, you remember this? We was Disney kids.
We were.
Disney XD, Disney Channel, Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network. So it was one show called Zeke and Luther. It was a skateboarding show. I wanted to be a skateboarder so bad. I wanted to be a skate. This is why I say I'm like it's a funny joke, but my wife, shout out to her, she said you're like a hood nerd guy. Like
Yeah.
like you
Right.
got a gangster side, but you a nerd. You're a white
Yeah.
boy. So that's why they say, yo, he's so corny, but we love it.
Uh-huh.
Cause that's how I grew up. But skateboarding, I still want to learn how to skateboard. I still want to learn how to do an ollie or 360. I remember I used to be outside faithfully trying to learn it,
Yeah.
and because I didn't have friends who also skateboard, it was I gave it up because I didn't know what to do, and after a while I was just like, all right, I'm gonna let it be. But that's still a dream of mine. Like I still want to learn how to skateboard. I still want to learn.
That's
I still want to learn how to skateboard.
Nice.
Kevin used to be outside with me on my skateboard because he didn't have
Uh-huh,
one.
he did.
I didn't have one at the time.
And I could do an ollie. So I was trying to teach it to him. We
Oh,
were in
man.
the parking lot in Granddad's parking lot. We were
And
doing that.
Altadena. Oh yeah, I remember.
Wow.
I remember that. What else was it? Being a chef was one of them. I used to hook up pancakes and eggs. I can still do it till this day. Oh, I thought I was
chefing
that man back then. Like, can nobody touch me on this? Who can make better pancakes than me? I kept saying that. Y'all not touching me on this. So I wanted to be a chef, and that's still a dream of mine as well.
It's really cool.
You know, I haven't perfected it, but I learned how to make gumbo at one time. I didn't perfect it. It wasn't because I forgot the okra. But I didn't know that at the time. But being a chef, but the main thing that's going to forever be my goal is no longer a dream no more. It's a goal. Is the music, and I know we're gonna dive into that, but the minute I heard what was it? It was a song. This was when the iPod was heavy at the time. DeShera had this small purple iPod, and at the time I had an MP3 player. No, a CD player.
Mhm.
I had a CD player at the time. That was when Chris Brown was out. I had that
Uh-huh.
I had the Bow Wow and Omarion joint. Oh, I miss being a kid. But my CD player unfortunately had an untimely demise. So I was stuck without headphones and music. So DeShera had an iPod. She had everything. She had Drake, Lil Wayne, J. Cole. She had all the jerk music was out. She had Pretty Ricky on there. She had a whole bunch of stuff. But I didn't listen to none of that. The only two songs I listened to was The Real Slim Shady by Eminem. It's something about that dun, 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 dun. Oh, that was so I was like, what is this? And then you just got Eminem just start spazzing on it. Mind you, I really want to say 2007, 2008. So I wasn't old enough to listen to what he was saying.
Mm-hmm.
But man, that was my man right there. He still is. Like I love Eminem. And it was a Biggie Small song. The original song is called Suicidal Thoughts.
Yeah.
But they merged that with a Bob Marley song and they collided it together. And it was called Woman Hold Your Head and Cry. And then the beat, then all you down here is When I Die, F it, I wanna go to. I used to play that on and on and on.
Oh my God.
Whenever people ask me, Kevin rap, I got you.
That's your go-to.
That was my go-to.
Yeah.
And they used to be like, yo, like, oh man. But yes, music was music. And I'm in school right now for music production and audio.
Yeah.
Because I want to learn how to not only make my own beats, but record myself.
Yes.
Everybody who do music, y'all know music it's expensive.
Yeah.
Buying the
Yes, it
beats.
is.
Yeah.
Buying the beats, finding out studio time.
Yeah.
Who's gonna mix and master it? Do you like that mix and mastering?
Yep.
Do you want to pay for somebody else mix and mastering? Everybody asking you when a song, the video, you gotta wait on everybody, and you gotta pay everybody. And after a while, it's just like I'm tired of overworking just to buy one beat.
Yeah.
Buy that one beat to go to one studio to get that one mix and master to get this one. And it's like, you know what? I want to take this into my own hands.
Yeah.
Do your own
So
Exactly.
Deshira,
Amazing.
you know, I still got it.
fire.
She got me the NPK beat maker.
Yeah.
I have that at home. I got I'm going to school. They're gonna send me equipment personally and I get to keep it.
Yeah.
Which is
Wow.
perfect. So that saved me a bunch of money.
Nice.
I got a microphone at home. All I gotta do is just finish the school, get everything I need to get, and I'm on board.
Yeah.
So that's what I
I'm
say. It's a
excited for
goal now. It's no longer a dream. Like this is
Wow.
something I'm
That you
I'm
work-
going
that
to
you
do.
work
Yeah.
I'm going to do. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow.
And I love that you said it's no longer a dream, it's a goal.
Yeah.
Can you elaborate on that just a little bit more
Yes.
for the
So-
people out there? Like what's that difference?
Me personally, I always like to say me personally because this is my definition.
Yeah.
A dream is something that you want, but it's a thought.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense.
It lives
It's
in your head.
like somebody might have a dream of being an actor. You know, like be like, oh, well, I want to be a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody really wants to be a teacher.
Mhm.
No, I'm not. Matter of fact, let me take that back. I
people
personally
do.
don't want to be a teacher. I don't want to be a teacher. You feel me? But you know, when they ask us, "Oh, what you want to be when you grow up?" I want to be a teacher. I want to be an astronaut. I want to be this. I want to be that. That was a thought, but are we working towards it? Is this that really what you want to do?
Mhm.
Are you looking up schools
Mhm.
on? Are you going to NASA? Are you doing this? Are you doing that? Are you researching how many planets is that? That's just a thought that you have because you're not working towards it.
Yeah.
Because I'm working towards it, this is a
Oh,
goal. It's
yeah.
no longer a dream.
Yeah.
That was a
Wow.
thought that I had. This is something that I want. Something I'm going to continue doing. Everybody who I haven't talked to in a while, they're still saying, "You still doing music? You still doing? You
Right.
still doing it?"
Yeah.
Because I've been doing this since I was 7. Then in middle school, that's all they used to ask me to do. Hey, Kev, rap. Hey, Kev, do this. Hey,
Yeah.
Kev, do that.
Yeah.
I'm known for it.
Yeah.
So
Right.
that's why I mean by it's no longer a dream.
Mhm.
It's a goal.
I
I'm
love
working
that.
towards it, and I'm
I
so
love
close.
that.
Oh, I'm so close.
Yes.
I'm so close.
love that.
To the point I could touch it, but you know, I got
About to
to
touch
complete
it
some
soon?
things.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just got to
You will
complete some
be.
things.
Yeah.
Yes, this is good.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep, now I'm
Wow, wow,
done
wow.
with my question.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask too many more.
All right. So moving on to the spirituality side of things, you touched on that a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
My question for you is, how has your relationship with spirituality changed over time? And two-parter, was there a specific moment that made you look at life differently?
Oh yes, I have so many stories, but the one story I would have to say is, at the time, I was out of the job. No, I'm lying. At the time, I was working at I just started this warehouse job. I'm still there for right now, but I just got into the job and I disliked it. I disliked it because you know I love the job now because I build relationships, but I didn't like it at the time because it's just like I have so much more to do.
Yeah.
Right.
But
Yeah.
bills are whooping me. Like
Yeah.
if it ain't the BGE, it's the rent. If it's not the
No.
rent, it's the car. If it's not
Yeah.
the car, it's the phone bill.
Yeah.
And the phone bill could be the cheapest thing, but it's just the fact you gotta pay it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like you can never keep your money. You can never keep the paycheck. That's your mentality at the time. I just can't. I can't. And at the time, Peaceful Healing was popping. It's still popping right now, but this one it first started.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to join the classes, but as I'm joining the classes, I'm tired.
Mhm.
I just got into this new job. I'm not feeling the job.
Yeah.
Bills is left and right. We have food, but you don't want to cook. It was just so much. And mom and sister, once again, they're happy. They're happy. They're excited. They got everything cracking on their side. You know, they meditating. They doing this. They doing that. And I'm just at home trying to figure out stuff.
Mhm.
I fell asleep. This was before I had to go to work. I felt me and wifey we fell asleep, and I was for some reason it was me, it was the sheriff, and it was my nephew. We was at a 7-Eleven, and but before I got out the car, and all I see is gangsters outside, and I mean gangsters like all black trucks. Everybody got either a bandana on or Tim's on and stuff like that. They look rough and they look like they was going to start something. All this is in a dream, by the way. So I go into the 7-Eleven, I come out, and I see all of them surrounding my car. Mind you, my sister in there, my nephew in there. Everybody that know me, I don't play about my sister, don't play about my nephew.
Yeah.
I got a daughter now. Definitely don't do that.
Yeah.
If I was you, I probably wouldn't.
Right.
If I was you, I probably
I
wouldn't.
do that.
Like, listen here. Like, I don't care what I have or I don't have. I wouldn't do that if I was you.
Yeah.
So, and I'm trying to, walk through and stuff like that, but I see all of them surrounding me. So in my head, I'm like, all right, let me most likely they're gonna try to jump me, but I'm not going out. And my sister's in the car. I just want to get them away from them. But they didn't touch me. And all you see is these squiggly lines and stuff like that. And like when you go in the movie theater, you got the 3D glasses and they look so close
Yeah.
to you.
Yeah.
But they did not touch me. So I'm swinging, you know what I'm saying? I'm punching them, but they're just staring at me. And there's one guy, this one entity, like whatever you want to call it, he had this smile. You can't forget it. You can't forget it. I don't care how high you get, how drunk you are. You cannot forget this smile. That's how sinister it was. Yeah, but it was just a regular human smile. But because it's not human,
It looks.
it looks so sinister. And I'm just like, I'm fighting, but they keep closing in on me. So I'm like, well, what am I supposed to do? It's not hurting them. I seen one of them open up the car door where my nephew was in. I don't know what came over me. I got out the way, jumped over top of the car, punched whoever I was punching, put my nephew back in the car. I'm still swinging. And I told the sheriff, go, 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 go. And we started driving off, and then it was a green light. The green light was pretty much, you passed the test. And when I woke up in shock. My heart was banging fast. Like, I was literally, like, it's confirmed. I was there. I literally travel, astral project, whatever you want to call it. I was there personally. And I called and I felt emotional. So I was talking to my call moms and them, they were saying, hey, Kevin, what's going on, blah, blah, blah. I said, and my head was hurting at the time because I was fighting. And I had all that adrenaline going on. So I said, hey, ma, hey, sis, blah, blah, blah. And I started fighting, and they took my nephew, and I just started bawling because it was just like, that's my pride and joy.
Yeah.
Don't touch him.
Yeah.
Don't touch him at all. Don't look at him wrong. That's my pride and joy. That was pretty much my first child before I really had my first child. He was everywhere with me.
Yeah.
He's still everywhere with me.
Yeah.
So, and then they was just testing you because that was the only way they could get you. And I have so many stories like that, but that's the only way they could get you. And then mom and them, they told me this, that we said a prayer over you saying, just open up your eyes. Know who you are. Know what you can do. No. And I needed that. And I needed that. So yeah, that was that moment where I was just like, I have to do more groundwork. I have to do more as far as knowing who I am, so on and so forth. So that was that moment. Like I said, you can't forget it.
Wow.
Can't forget it. I could be 89 years old right now. I still won't forget that moment because that's how it really was.
Wow.
And like I said, I got stories for days.
Yeah.
I got stories for days.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah. Wow.
Mm.
So, I mean, that brings us into your book, Tapped In.
Yes, man. Let me show y'all.
Yeah,
the book.
like
It's the camera right here. I'm looking
Art is
at.
so fire.
It's like, so my book, Tapped In, you can personally get it from me. I will put my do y'all put the Instagrams down at the bottom in the little description?
Yeah, do that.
All right, so you could go to my Instagram, personally send me a DM. It's $15, but if you I'm sorry, let me start over. We're going a little too fast now. It's $15 if you're in the Maryland area. I personally do deliveries, so it will be $15. But if you're outside of Maryland, it will be $20 for shipping and handling. And this book, it took me 2 years to finish the book. And y'all see how small it is. It's only a little bit.
Yeah.
Right.
But I had to unbury a lot to write the book.
Mhm.
That's why it took me 2 years because it's just like if it wasn't this story, I remember this story. If it wasn't that story, I remember this one. If I didn't remember this one, I have so many stories and memories buried because I didn't want to accept the fact of who I was and what I was capable of. I don't want to see no demons. I don't want to see no shadows. I don't want to see no devil-like figures following me, and I don't want to see that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm little. Like, I didn't ask to have these gifts.
Yeah.
Like, this stuff I see on TV, let them have it. That's what I was thinking in my head.
I don't want it.
Have that. I don't want it. I don't want to hear creaks. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to see it.
Yeah.
And that was the reason why and imagine how many people who seen that but they couldn't talk about it.
Yeah.
And when I used to write about it or talk about it, I used to get laughed at or I didn't want to be looked at as crazy. Y'all know how it is.
Yeah.
Like, when you think way outside the box, you're crazy. You're loony. You on drugs. Stay away from drugs, kids. You know how people can be. Like, and ever since I wrote the book, that's when people start telling me their stories. I have uncles, aunties, and older people like, I seen this, I seen that, but I couldn't talk to nobody. And that's the reason why I wrote the book. Because there is somebody out there, boy, girl, no matter what skin color you are, they're going through that exactly as we speak, but they can't talk about it.
Can't talk about it.
Especially if you we didn't grow up in a religious household, but imagine me going through all this and I have a real strict mother who is the Bible, and this and that, this and that. There's kids out there who can't talk to their parents about that because they'll be looked at, oh, well, you're a demon, or you're this, or you're that.
Right.
And because they going through that, they can't talk.
Right.
Exactly.
And that's the reason why I wrote the book, and I'm pushing it as hard as I want to push it to let them know, hey, you're not the only one that's seen these things. I've seen it times 2. You probably seen more times 3, times 4.
Yeah.
We all have those stories. Sarah tell me plenty of stories. Naya, eventually you're probably gonna tell me a story or two. Mom, she has plenty. I have stories right now. I just fought something 2 weeks ago. I still but made me accept it. Like, all right, look, God gave you these powers for a reason.
Yeah.
What you gonna do with them?
Yeah.
You can either be scary and not face the fact that you are chosen, you are meant to be a warrior, you are meant to be this, or you could just be a regular person who's just gonna ignore everything and just die.
Right.
Pick a side.
Right.
Pick a side.
I said, man, look, I don't want to.
Right.
I don't like that side.
And it's tapped in my spiritual journey.
Yes, tapped in my spiritual journey.
How to get it from Kevin, and I think it's how much again?
Yep. So it's 15. I do personal deliveries if you're in the Maryland area, but if you outside of Maryland, it would be 20 for shipping and everything. Yeah.
And that's not a bad price at all.
No.
Yeah. And my bad. One more thing, y'all. Can y'all add the Cash App and all that?
All that.
Yeah. So I'll make sure I add everything at the bottom, but I take everything: Cash App, Zelle, Apple Pay, what's it called? PayPal. I take it all, cash, whatever you have or whatever you're comfortable with, I have it.
Yeah.
So yes, I definitely thank you. I had to. So
Oh my gosh, this was
and big shout out to my auntie Marcy. She the one that did the design. She's going to be watching this. I had to give her a shout out.
Marcy did every episode.
She
Every episode.
did so good on this cover art, and big shout out to the Sherry because she edited it.
Yeah.
She edited the book and all that. Big. I had to give my shout out to everybody.
I love that.
Oh my gosh. Well, there's so much more that we want to cover. We probably need to get you back.
We need to get you back.
No, we gotta get you back on. Maybe we need to do a
Wait,
part
hold on.
2.
It's time over already?
But almost. But
Almost.
you do have a play coming out and an album dropping. Can we get just like the names of them and when they're dropping?
Yes. So the play is called Until the End of Time. Till the End of Time is something, it's inspired by a true story, but I wanted to add my own flavor to it. It's going to come out next year. I'm working on it. I want to give so much, but I don't want to give too much because I love to surprise people.
Yeah.
And the album, I don't have the album name yet, but the album is in the works. I do have the songs. Y'all gonna love it.
I'm excited for
Y'all
this.
gonna love it. Y'all gonna love it.
I got Shira bumping in my car. Now I need Kevin
Now
bumping in my
right.
car.
Y'all gonna love
come
it.
on.
Yeah.
Can you give us a little
Yes, of
snippet
course.
of
Just a snip.
to
Of
close
course.
us out?
Of course. I definitely can. So this is how do it go? It goes, I'm trying to make a way. I'm trying to make a plan. My stomach hurting off these verses, but can't make a cent. That's why I'm jumping off, and now I'm falling in. And now I'm stuck trying to live. Time to sink or swim. Balling out till I can't no more. Spend my bread, and now I'm broke. Making decisions, and now I'm tripping on stuff that I bought that I won't no more. Now I'm dead because I spent my dough. My mind said no, but my hand said go. Now I'm back in the place I was, all off the buzz and off the smoke. It's like I'm living in my last days, because the time is ticking on the road to riches. Making moves to get it. Committing sins to feel it. Got my mind scrambled, clutching middles, abusing my limit. And then that's on that kid, y'all. At least for right now.
Yo,
I love that.
I always say that Bia birthed some freaking aliens or something.
my
I don't
Yes.
know because, bro, these
They
two
are-
chills.
Yes.
Oh my
fire.
God.
And they original. They write their own music.
That
And it's
song,
just
y'all
so
will
good.
love. Y'all will love it.
Ooh,
excited,
I am
Kevin.
so
Yes.
That was so good.
That was nice.
I'm so excited for everything that you got on. And
Yes.
we can go ahead and close it out with, what divine note are you on?
Wow.
So you know what? I wanna do something, right? What's today's date? Today is
second.
second.
A second.
So
March already.
I've been learning something. I can't talk too much on the history of it. This is what I learned. But have you ever heard of the supreme mathematics before?
Yeah.
No.
So, Mom, you heard about it, right? So, like I said, I'm learning it. I can't give the full definition of it and stuff like that, but this is something I learned. So, the supreme mathematics it goes from 0 to 9. So, 0 is cipher. First, 1 is knowledge, wisdom, understanding, culture, power, God, build or destroy, and 9 is born or completion. I might have missed something, so please forgive me. But on a divine note, it will be understanding,
Wow.
because and I learned when you do the supreme mathematics, I'm still learning it, but you had to align yourself with the universe.
Yeah.
So what we did right now was understanding of who I am, understanding where I came from, understanding why I am the way I am, or why I think the way I think. It's all about understanding. So now y'all had the understanding of me, and I'm mad we out of time because I got so much more to talk about. I'm so mad
You
that
are
we
so dope.
got to
You are really
end
so
it on this note, because I'm sure it's so many more questions. Y'all had so many more questions,
Yeah, but we covered a
We
lot.
covered a
Yes.
lot.
And you
So
will
we
be
got to
back.
bring you back.
please bring me back.
Yeah,
please.
for
Like,
sure.
whoever else
Do a
got come
part
on the
two.
platform, please let them come on. But I need to be back
No,
here.
we're circling you
back.
back.
Yes,
You're
yes.
coming
Yeah,
back.
yeah.
We got to
We're
spin the
doing
block
a
one more
part
time.
seven.
Yes.
Yes.
Wow.
Got to.
Oh, that was
Well,
so good.
So we
Thank
do
you
have
all.
to end it. Thank you all
Yeah.
so much. I'm sorry, Cheryl. Go
No,
ahead.
you go
I'm so
ahead.
sorry. We do have to end it, everyone. Thank you all for watching. Our amazing guest, Kevin, he just killed it. So I'm excited for you all to see it out there. Please like, share, subscribe,
Comment.
comment. And I'm just grateful. I'm just so grateful. This is another episode 8.
Another
I'm just so
episode.
happy,
Episode
y'all.
Wow,
We're doing it,
episode
y'all.
eight.
We are really
We are doing it.
Yeah.
Oh my
On a
gosh.
divine note, we are doing
On
it.
a divine.
Yes.
Bye, guys. See y'all later.
You.
Mwah.
Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode. Remember to subscribe, like, and share, and follow us on all social media platforms.